week long, we are getting you ready to reset. And today, it's all about the superfoods. You've probably heard about superfoods. They seem to sort of pop up in news all the time and online. And yes, we know that they're really good for you.
They definitely are, but you can do more than just open a package to get your fix. You can mix them into other dishes and even make your own superfoods at home. Here with her advice on superfoods is the owner of Healing Insight, Senia Mae, back with us on Twin Cities Live.
Hi,
nice
Senia.
to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So when people think of a superfood, what differentiates a superfood from a regular food?
So a superfood is nutrient packed. It has lots of really great healing characteristics, typically oftentimes has a lot of antioxidants or probiotics or just really good things that your body needs to be as healthy as possible.
Very good. Okay, you just saw an image of a goji berry tree pop up, right? Okay, so this is an example of where these goji berries come from, which is like the superfood that everybody's talking about.
Yes, goji berries are so fantastic because they're packed with antioxidants, but what most people don't know is that they're really rich in vitamin A, and so they're very beneficial for your eyesight. And in fact, in Chinese herbal medicine, we use goji berries as an herb for any sort of eye issue. If you have light sensitivity, poor vision, dry eyes, goji berries are our go-to food for that.
Oh my gosh, that's really interesting, especially the dry eyes. So you can buy them dried because the trees aren't.
I'll see these like at Target too.
Yeah.
You walk by and you see them at Target.
Can we just eat them like that?
You can. They're a little dry. They're a little sticky. But
that's
So
kind of good.
they kind of have like a fruity, nutty taste. But there's other ways that you can make them.
This looks fun.
So this is the best way to have goji berries because it's super, super easy. All you do is you take a handful of berries, you put them in your water bottle, and you add water to that. And then you just drink it throughout the day. So you're getting this herbal infusion of goji.
Cheers.
Got little shots for you to try.
I like it.
Kind of a fruity, nutty taste.
Oh yeah, that's delicious. That's like, look at that.
And you can have mine as well.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really good. That has a lot of flavor.
It does.
This is a nice suggestion for people who just are like, oh, I don't like drinking water because it doesn't have any flavor.
Absolutely.
They're good on their own too. I also see oatmeal, little oatmeal topper.
Yes, that's a great way to reconstitute them because they are dry, is to just put a little bit in your oatmeal, maybe add some nuts or a little bit of cinnamon or whatnot to that, but then you can eat them every morning for breakfast.
Very good. Okay, fermented foods are the next superfood that you want to talk about. What do you love about fermented foods and how can we get this? Oh, I had one of these today. Hey.
Perfect.
Oh, Lord.
So with fermented foods, you're taking the sugar that's in, like milk or something else, and you're fermenting it so that it creates a lot of good bacteria. So these are just packed full of great probiotics that help to heal your intestines. They're great for irritable bowel syndrome if you have, autoimmune issues or any sort of digestive problems. Consider adding in some fermented foods into your diet. And fermented foods are so huge right now.
Now you say that you want to make sure that you're reading the labels and make sure there isn't added sugar.
That's the most important thing.
Kefir and yogurt, that's where they get you, right?
Right, because you can have tons and tons of sugar added to yogurt. So like you see, we have some Faye yogurt here, and then Steve is holding on to the kefir. And so you want to get plain kefir or plain yogurt. You don't want to get like the flavored ones or the ones that have lots of sugar. And just look at the ingredient list.
And kefir is just like a little thinner than yogurt.
It is, and kefir is great because it has many, many, many strains of probiotics, whereas yogurt typically only has 2. So if you're used to eating a lot of yogurt, maybe switch over to kefir this year and try that out instead.
Or like put that in your smoothie instead of the yogurt, I would think, because it would be, similar idea.
Yeah.
Boy, 20 grams of protein too.
I know, that's the great thing about Faye. You want really protein packed.
Very good.
It's better than the sugar.
All right. So look, when I eat almonds, and I like almonds, I just eat them. I just eat them regular.
Yep.
We're doing this all wrong. There's a secret ingredient, something they should be doing overnight at that.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the most surprising superfood that nobody's eating, and I cannot believe that people are not eating sprouted almonds.
Oh, Senia.
What does that mean?
I love these. Okay,
almonds?
so sprouted almonds is where you take raw almonds and you soak them in salt water overnight. So try the raw almonds and just kind of see what the consistency is of it.
Yeah.
Like, pop one in your mouth. It's a little bit chewy. It's a little sticky.
Yeah.
And so what you do is you soak it overnight, and what happens is it actually makes it into an even more powerful superfood than it already was.
So look how much fatter the sprouted almond is than the regular one. Like, look, I can even just compare for you. There's the sprouted one, and then there's the shrivelly little regular one. So that's what happens when you soak it?
Right, but the most important thing that happens is that all nuts are surrounded with anti-nutrients and enzyme blockers. So they're kind of there's these things that prevent you from being able to digest the nuts. So the purpose of that is if a bird eats a nut, it goes right through its digestive tract and gets planted someplace else. So nuts aren't meant to be digestible. But when you sprout them, it's kind of like you start the germination process, and it takes those enzyme blockers, it turns them into digestive enzymes. It makes it even easier to digest. So if you're one of those people where you say, oh, my stomach hurts when I eat nuts, but I know I'm supposed to eat them because they have so many healthy fats, sprouting is totally the way to go.
I gotta tell you, sprouting tastes a heck of a lot better than
Isn't
raw
it good?
almonds.
The other ones are
They're
are
dense.
chewy and
Yeah.
then they're
Yeah.
sticky.
Those
That's a
are like
crunchy almond.
light
Yeah.
and crispy.
Yeah.
That's totally worth doing.
Yes,
Okay.
it is the best. If you're gonna try to hunt down a certain superfood, I would go for sprouted almonds. And you can find them at co-ops. They have them at Whole Foods. Usually it's in their bulk section, so you do
Okay.
have to look for it. You can buy them online, and we also have recipes on the website.
I'll
Nice.
let you take the
Make 'em.
last one. I know you're passionate about
Bone
this.
broth. This is it.
Yes,
We're seeing it
we
all
love
over the
bone
place.
broth. Let's do it.
Okay, so what's so good about bone broth versus just regular stock or regular broth?
Right, so stock could be made out of anything, vegetables and a lot of meat or bones. So bone broth is specifically stock that's been made out of bones.
Okay.
And when you make it, it pulls all of the nutrients out of those bones, all of the calcium, all of the, there's a lot of magnesium, lots of minerals in there. And then if there's any like tendons, it kind of pulls some of the nutrients out of that, and it creates a gelatin. I mean, there's so many nutrients that are in homemade bone broth that there's just no.
So this is super
for it.
healing. So you should be
Yes.
using this in your soups and then just drinking it on your own?
Yes, and then I'll also use it if I'm making lentils or if I'm making pasta or something. I'll actually substitute bone broth instead of just regular water.
Senia, these are great. This is
Honey,
so fun.
honey, could you get me a cup of bone
Bone
broth?
broth.
I mean, from a chalice, please.
Hey, for more information on these superfoods, head to TwinCitiesLive.com and click on food. And everything from food therapy to acupuncture, you can get some help with it with Healing Insight. Use the promo code SUPERFOODS to get 20% off your first service. You can go see Senia and her team.
Thank you, Senia.
Thanks.
you.
Ooh, I
That's
feel
great.
healthier already.
I do, too.
Those almonds, that made a big difference to
It
me.
really did.
They are the best.
Hey, next up, from indoor